Oh, 60s in February. Not quite right around here. 61 our high temperature today. I think it's like 7th day in a row in Flagstaff. We're in the 60s, way above the average of the mid 40s for this time of year. Not quite record heat here in Flag. Yesterday we did tie a record at 64, so our high temperature came down a little bit. Record for today, 65 degrees. Set back in 1951, a rather mild overnight in the mid 20s. And haven't had any precipitation around here, obviously, in quite some time. And unfortunately, it's not in the cards mid this week either. And it's kind of frustrating because we do have this little area of low pressure coming through. And if you talked to me a few days ago, it looked like it was going to bring some light precipitation to the state, but that's not the case now. You can't even see this area of low pressure. It's coming down the Rocky Mountain chain, but if you look at it on this infrared satellite imagery, very quiet out west, all west of the Mississippi River, but it's one clipper after another. These storm systems that move right out of Canada, very fast moving, once again bringing more snow into the upper Great Lakes, and then it's going to drop down, bring it into the Ohio Valley tomorrow, and then northeast of New England in for more snow as we get into the later portion of the week. And this is the persistent pattern. There's 2 or 3 more of these right behind it. So for the next week or so at least, this pattern continues for them from the Great Lakes into the east. In the meantime, the west, for the most part, under some high pressure as the storm track's kind of riding down the spine of the Rockies. Okay, here we are in Arizona, and I switch it over to the water vapor imagery because it's the only way to really pick out this storm system that's moving through. And these darker gray areas, that's really dry, cooler air starting to push in behind a very weak area of low pressure. You can barely see spinning up around the four corners. And over the next 24 hours, this thing's going to just ride right down eastern Arizona. It's going to push a cold front in from the east overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, temperatures come down around 10 degrees. It's still mostly sunny. There's no moisture with this low pressure or with this cold front. It'll be mostly sunny, but it will be on the windy, gusty side with winds out of the north-northeast through the day tomorrow. Some wind gusts up around 40, even 50 miles per hour. And we may see some of these high clouds filter in, but still a mostly sunny day. And then behind this, we get into Thursday, Friday, and we're into a big warming trend again, where temperatures are going to be back around record type levels by the time we get into the weekend. Okay, so for us overnight tonight, go 25 degrees. There'll be a little bit of a light breeze that's going to get started here, particularly by the time the sun comes up. The breeze will start picking up, and we'll have those gusty northerly winds throughout the day tomorrow, and we bring the high temperature, not only for us here in Flagstaff, but everybody, down around 10 degrees from where we've been for the last 6 or 7 days. So a little bit cooler out there tomorrow, particularly north of the Mogollon Rim. When you get these northerly winds, they don't impact the southern portion and the central portion of the state quite as much once you get down in elevation. So it's still 64 Sedona, 62 Prescott tomorrow, 62 Winslow, 58 in Windy up in Tuba City. Okay, the extended forecast here, windy out there tomorrow. We're back to sunshine and that warming trend. Getting into the weekend, we're in the 60s here in Flagstaff once again by the end of the week and the early portion of the weekend. And down in Sedona, temperatures coming down into the 60s, but rapidly making their way back up into the 70s. So, you know, if you're hoping for any type of moisture, it's pretty bleak looking.